See? No flakes down here.
Make every wash count.
When you really need to sleep, you reach for the really good stuff. ZzzQuil Ultra helps you sleep better and longer when you need it most. It's non-habit forming and powered by the makers of NyQuil. ZzzQuil Ultra, when you really, really need to sleep.
Rapper Saweetie joins us live in studio. Plus, you could win our iHeartRadio Music Festival VIP giveaway Monday.
Now at 11, a firefighter battling the canyon fire in the fight of his life tonight after his truck plunged at least 100 feet over a steep hillside. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And hi there, I'm Courtney Friel in tonight for Sheriff Calvin. The Kern County firefighter was badly injured and airlifted to Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital in Valencia after the violent rollover crash.
KTLA's Chris Wolf live tonight outside the hospital with the latest. Chris.
Yeah, good evening, Micah and Court. The victim did suffer major injuries, according to initial reports. We have confirmed he is a Kern County firefighter, now listed in stable condition, so that is some encouraging news. For some unknown reason, his pickup truck plunged off the side of a road and down a hillside. Sky 5 was overhead. It's called an IWI. An incident within an incident, a tragedy connected to a wildfire. We basically know what happened. We just don't know exactly the how or the why. Around 6:30 p.m. Friday in Ktladt, in a remote and rugged area filled with ranches and livestock, a fire vehicle, a pickup truck connected to the canyon fire burning in the area, veered off of Romero Canyon Road along a ridgeline and plummeted 100 to 200 feet below. Officials are calling this a rollover crash and say the individual involved is a Kern County firefighter. He may have been on patrol looking for any hotspots or flare-ups. Initial reports say he was ejected from his vehicle during the violent plunge and suffered major injuries before paramedics airlifted him to Henry Mayo Newhall Hospital in Valencia. The victim is listed in stable condition. An investigation into the crash is underway, and officials say they expect to release more details in the coming days. The case is just another example of how dangerous working in public safety can be. And we certainly hope this firefighter makes a full and fast recovery. The canyon fire has so far burned about 5,400 acres and 28%. 3 other firefighters suffered minor injuries battling these flames, which broke out yesterday. The cause is under investigation. Reporting live in Valencia, Chris Wolf, KTLA 5 News.
Thank you, Chris. Kai Goldberg is looking at conditions for us outside tonight.
Yeah, I certainly am, Micah. And we want to get your fire lines, talk about that canyon fire and see how things are progressing. Unfortunately, well, weather pattern cooperating quite nicely with firefighters tonight. Take a look at the top of your screen, all the information you need to know. Wind sustained at 4 miles per hour, so just a very light breeze. But the best news of all, no wind gusts out there at all. Temperature at about 70 degrees, and very good news, humidity values at about the mid-50s right now, so a lot of moisture starting to move into that particular area near Lake Piru. Well, we, of course, saw a hot day today. Today was the 3rd day of the heat wave for Southern California, and as we make our way into tomorrow, well, we do have a bit of good news, and that's the fact that the Orange County inland communities, the heat advisory has expired for those areas, but it's going to hold on through the weekend and into Monday afternoon for much of the Inland Empire, with daytime highs of up to about 104 degrees as we head into both Saturday, Sunday, as well as Monday. Further to the east, we've got an extreme heat warning taking us through the Coachella Valley with daytime highs over the next couple of days of up to 118 degrees. Relief is on the way, however, for all of Southern California. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Kai, thank you. The DWP says it's going to take longer than anticipated to fix a broken underground valve, meaning thousands of residents in Granada Hills and Porter Ranch could be without running water through the weekend. Frustration over the water outage has now turned to resignation as the LA Department of Water and Power says many will not get water restored until maybe Monday. A broken valve 20 feet underground means customers have lost water or have low water pressure. Residents do have access to bottled water, portable showers, and other facilities.
But it's okay, you know, we're just doing what we need to do, boil water and use the bottled water to brush our teeth, and, you know, it's not that bad.
As the water shortage and high temperatures collide, there is real concern about fire danger. Extra engines and water tankers have been moved into position at some area fire stations.
We are following developing news in Atlanta tonight, where a police officer died after responding to calls of an active shooter who opened fire at the CDC headquarters near Emory University. Authorities say the gunman was also killed during the mayhem. Shockingly, 92 children were in a daycare center on the CDC campus just feet away from where the violence unfolded.
But thankfully, none of those children were hurt in the crossfire. Our John Fenolio reports.
Tonight, another active shooter claiming the life of a police officer, this time just steps from Emory University and the CDC in Atlanta.
This officer responded to the call as he was trained to do. And during that incident, he received gunfire and he lost his life in this incident.
The victim identified as 33-year-old DeKalb County Peace Officer David Rose. He leaves behind a pregnant wife and 2 children. The lone shooter now dead. Police racing to the scene following numerous calls for shots fired just before 5 p.m. The campus alerting students and faculty on social media, saying the shooter was at Emory Point CVS. Run, hide, fight.
I'm very worried for my friends who are all there, and I think, like, obviously it's a student area, like that's a building where all of the students who go to Emory mostly live.
Authorities believe the shooter was targeting the CDC, armed with a rifle, shotgun, and 2 handguns. CNN reporting that a CDC employee watched as a man wearing what appeared to be a surgical mask approached the steps of the CDC's Building 21 and opened fire. While an official motive for the shooting remains under investigation, Atlanta's mayor says the alleged shooter was a known person. DeKalb County officials say Officer Rose died trying to take out the gunman.
This evening, there is a wife without a husband. There are 3 children, 1 unborn without a father. There is a mother and a father, as well as siblings, who also share in this traumatic loss.
The alleged shooter was found dead with gunshot wounds on the 2nd floor of that CVS. It's unclear if those wounds were self-inflicted. No one else was injured in the shooting. Officer David Rose joined the department in September of 2024. He was 33 years old. In the News Center, I'm John Fenolio. Back to you.
Now to the latest to the ongoing immigration crackdown. 13 more cities from across Southern California have joined the city of LA's lawsuit against the Trump administration over recent raids. The lawsuit accuses federal agents of carrying out unconstitutional and unlawful stops and raids without reasonable suspicion or probable cause. A court order currently restricts immigration stops, but the Trump administration has asked the Supreme Court to lift those restrictions. Mayors from a number of cities, including Long Beach, Santa Ana, Pomona, and Bell Gardens, contend that while the Trump administration claims they are going after undocumented criminals, many of the arrests involve law-abiding, hardworking residents.
Together, we're joining a lawsuit against the federal government for ICE's unlawful and unconstitutional actions in our communities. Particularly in my city of Bell Gardens, I've seen the fear up close. Parents afraid to walk their children to school, workers missing shifts, seniors trapped in their homes. We've seen masked individuals, armed individuals in unmarked vehicles detaining residents without identifying themselves.
DHS has repeatedly denied allegations of racial profiling in their immigration operations. Today, Secretary Kristi Noem slamming sanctuary cities for hindering ICE efforts by ignoring immigration enforcement laws. and fired back against claims that federal agents target mostly those without criminal convictions.
Then there's this tonight. The arrest of a local activist is sparking concern. The woman was participating in an observation effort at Terminal Island on Friday morning when she was detained by federal agents. Amanda Trebach is a U.S. citizen. She's been reportedly monitoring the movement of federal vehicles patrolling around San Pedro, Wilmington, and the Port of Los Angeles for months now.
Tonight, supporters are calling for her immediate release. Mary Beth McDade with the latest from downtown L.A.
Get off her head! Get off me! The group Union del Barrio, which describes themselves as an independent political organization, released this video of one of their members, 39-year-old Amanda Trebach, apparently being detained by federal